Welcome to this episode. Today we're diving into some fascinating developments from the Biotech International Institute, specifically their new patent-pending molecule called Mycophorol. It's a hybrid fungal molecule designed purely for preclinical research, and it really marks a shift in how mushroom science is approached.
Yeah, it's interesting how they framed it, moving from treating mushroom science like a story to treating it like a blueprint. That's a pretty fundamental change, right? Instead of just observing or mixing extracts, they're engineering a single molecular platform to study complex interactions.
Exactly, and this isn't just a blend or supplement. Mycophorol is a single, chemically linked molecule that combines two distinct fungal motifs. One is inspired by psilocybin's tryptamine structure, which we know interacts with serotonin receptors like 5-HT2A. The other is based on hericenones from lion's mane, which have been associated with neurotrophic effects.
Right, and the clever part is that these two motifs are connected by a biocompatible linker, so they form one unified scaffold. That allows researchers to study how these neuroactive and neurotrophic elements might work together, rather than separately. It's a more controlled and reproducible way to dissect their combined biology.
It's a neat way to move beyond the variability you get with natural extracts or supplements. By having a defined molecular platform, you can really start to map out receptor interactions, signaling pathways, and inflammatory responses in a systematic way.
Speaking of which, their current research is focused on several key areas. They're looking at receptor interactions, especially serotonin family receptors like 5-HT2A in vitro. That receptor is central to psychedelic pharmacology and neuroplasticity, so it's a logical target.
Then there's the neurotrophic pathway readouts, tracking markers like BDNF. That's crucial because BDNF is a major player in neuronal growth and plasticity. Understanding how mycophorol influences these pathways could shed light on brain resilience mechanisms.
And they're also investigating neuroinflammation models. That's becoming increasingly important since inflammation is implicated in many neurodegenerative and psychiatric conditions. Using standard in vitro inflammatory signaling assays helps them see if mycophorol modulates these environments.
Plus, they're using cognition-related proxies to refine hypotheses about potential cognitive effects, but they're careful not to make any clinical claims at this stage. It's all preclinical, focused on mechanism rather than efficacy or safety.
I appreciate that discipline. There's a lot of hype in this space, but BII is emphasizing rigorous, stepwise research. They're still working on synthesis, stability testing, and mechanistic experiments. It's a reminder that innovation comes from careful science, not premature claims.
Absolutely. And they're actively seeking collaborators with expertise in chemistry, analytical methods like LC-MS and NMR, and preclinical research. That multidisciplinary approach is essential for fully characterizing such a complex molecule.
It's also interesting how they pose an open question to the neuroscience and biotech community. If you were designing a hybrid scaffold to study brain resilience, would you prioritize receptor mapping, trophic signaling, or inflammation modulation first?
That's a great question. Each focus area is critical, but they're also interconnected. For example, receptor activity can influence neurotrophic factors, which in turn can modulate inflammation. So, choosing a starting point depends on your research goals and the models you have available.
Yeah, and it highlights the complexity of brain resilience. It's not just one pathway or receptor, but a network of interactions. Mycophorol's design seems to embrace that complexity by integrating motifs that target multiple mechanisms simultaneously.
It's a compelling example of how molecular engineering can advance our understanding beyond what natural products alone can offer. By creating a defined scaffold, they open the door to more precise mechanistic studies and eventually scalable biotech applications.
And it also points towards sustainability. Instead of harvesting mushrooms or relying on variable extracts, engineered molecules like mycophorol could provide consistent, scalable platforms for research and development.
So, to sum up, mycophorol represents a significant conceptual leap in mushroom-derived molecule research. It's a hybrid, patent-pending molecule designed as a research platform to study receptor interactions, neurotrophic signaling, and inflammation in a unified way.
And while it's still early days, preclinical only, the disciplined approach and call for collaboration suggest a promising path forward. It's a reminder that real innovation in biotech often comes from rigorous, multidisciplinary science rather than hype.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see how this platform evolves and what insights it yields about brain resilience and fungal bioactives.
Yeah, and for those in the neuroscience and biotech fields, it's worth reflecting on that open question. Where would you start if you were designing a hybrid scaffold? It's a great prompt for thinking about research priorities.
Well, that wraps up our discussion on mycophorol. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Looking forward to the next deep dive.